It has been one of the great, great experiments, and I don't mean the Boston Red Sox back over the years. I still can't believe they won that pennant the first time. But the inspiration, John, to go British. Joining us, Sam Kennedy with the Boston Red Sox, and he was intimately involved, John, in the acquisition of a small football team in the United Kingdom. John, why don't you pick it up in celebration north of London?
Well, I can tell you, Sam, that having a Red Sox co-anchor fan, that is almost unbearable sometimes. Liverpool fans are equally as unbearable. They've had their moments. Sam, what an experience for all of you. Can you walk us through what you've learned with this experience in the United Kingdom with English football?
Well, we've learned a lot. We still have a lot more to learn. As you know, it is an incredibly global club with following like we've seen nowhere else. But congratulations to Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards, Billy Hogan, everyone at Liverpool that put this club back on top of the English Premier League. Quite an achievement, and we're very excited at Fenway Sports Group. And now we're hungry for more trophies, as they say.
Sam, how do you retain talent in Premier League? How do you retain talent in Major League Baseball?
Well, there's a common theme, and that is that we need to generate the resources on the business side to be able to go out and afford players, whether it's in global football or in Major League Baseball, and consistently reinvest our revenues back into our baseball operation, our football operation. That's been a 20-year strategy by John Henry, Tom Werner, and Mike Gordon, and that'll continue as long as these guys own and operate these different clubs. We've had our ups and downs. It is an exciting time right now for our organization, and excited to get going over here in the U.S. on the baseball side.
The dreaded Los Angeles Dodgers just unloaded a salary package to a baseball player. I forget his name. I'm sorry. But Sam, I mean, come on. There's a pandemic on. There's economic slowdown. You've got TV revenue issues. You're trying to get bodies in the stands. Everybody everywhere else but Fenway and maybe Wrigley Field. Have the Dodgers set up a new war of salary?
Well, congratulations to Mookie Betts. He's an amazing player, a great person. We're sorry to see him go with the dreaded Dodgers. I think it's a reflection, frankly, of what a great job the Dodgers have done managing their payroll. They put themselves in this position to be able to make this commitment. And if you're going to make a commitment like that, Mookie's a guy you want to do it with. We tried. That's on us. Unfortunately, we were not able to come to terms with him, but we do wish him well. We don't wish the Dodgers well, however.
Well, congratulations to all of baseball for starting a curtailed season yesterday, but it was sort of a disappointing game. The Nationals manager coming out and saying, it turned out long, let's put it that way. We just have to put this one behind us. Do you think that baseball, as an industry, had a missed opportunity getting this off the ground earlier, given the fact that this is not a contact sport?
You know, I think we started right at the right time. Of course, you'd always love more baseball, but in terms of dealing with the virus and looking at the schedule and the calendar and the different markets and the surge and spikes in different areas, Commissioner Manfred just deserves a tip of the cap from the whole industry, as does Tony Clark, for coming together and getting an agreement together to move forward on health and safety protocols. This is an experiment. It is a high wire act, to be sure, but the players are taking it seriously. We're taking it seriously in our facilities, and now we need to execute. And we have a really exciting brand of baseball, 60 games, and now an expanded postseason. It'll be great for baseball fans around the world.
Sam, you've got a relationship with legendary stadiums, Fenway Park, Anfield. They're going to be empty for the foreseeable future, and surely that changes the business. Where you spend money, where you cut money. Sam, talk me through that conversation now and what you're planning for. A season of no fans, 2 seasons of no fans. What does that look like?
Yeah, we're planning. We have our upside, our mid case, our low case. We have disaster scenarios. Again, a credit to our ownership group. They continue to invest in the product on the field. But in terms of our business, it is critical that we get fans back in the stands at some point as soon as it is safe and the government and health officials say we can do it, both at Anfield and at Fenway Park. For baseball, we rely on gate revenues, 50+% of our revenue. So as you can imagine, this has been devastating for the business, but the country needs sports, the country needs baseball, and we need to keep going through a pandemic. And flexibility is the order of the day. Everyone has shown a willingness to be flexible, and we'll keep doing that and readjusting our budgets and evaluating as we go forward. But what's important is we'll be back on the field tonight at Fenway Park.
Readjusting your budgets, that goes direct to some of the labor negotiations that hampered the beginning of this season. How much do you expect some of the players to accept cuts in their wages based on what we've seen so far this year?
Yeah, amazingly, the players have accepted the fact that we're only playing 37.5% of the games regular season, I believe, if we get going. So they're taking less wages. Everyone in the front office is taking less wages. It's everywhere. It's a reality across our country, across the world. It's a very difficult time. None of us have been through a pandemic. I hope we never see it again. And I hope that we get going into 2021. Knock on wood, hopefully a vaccine is around the corner. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Sam Kennedy, it's your fault. Bring up the camera here. I'm doing my hands here. I'm standing outside the batter box doing Nomar Garciaparra. My son stood in Brookline, Sam, right off of Beacon Street and did the Nomar thing in the batter's box. How are you going to speed up the game? How are you going to speed up? It's Garciaparra's fault. How are you going to speed up the game?
Well, we need to keep working at it with the players. You can add things like a pitch timer, a pitch clock. You can limit mound visits. You can make rule changes. I agree with you. It's something that we need to do. We're at about 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Not good.
Yeah, it'd be great to get back in the 240, 245 range if at all possible. It's a priority for Commissioner Manfred and his team, and we'll work on it. But at this point, I think our fans and all of us are just excited to have baseball back, and we'll enjoy having live product, live content on television, on radio, on digital platforms. But I agree with you. We do want to speed up the game. It's a priority, especially as we look to connect with that next generation of fans.
Hey, Sam, great to catch up with you. Come back soon. I'll whisper it. Congratulations for